TrailManners podcast, Singletrack Session number 73. We are back in Bomber Studio, jets flying above.
They're taking off right now.
By Hill Air Force Base.
Shaking the ground.
To give some people a better idea maybe where we're at. But yeah, we've missed another week on Tuesday, and now we're going to be back.
We're going to get back on the horse.
We're back on the horse. We had the time off. We got plenty of meetings out of the way for different projects, and the holidays out of the way.
Right.
And Operation Svelte is underway.
It is.
Which that takes some time because you go through that stage of hangry / what's going on in my life.
Yeah.
So yeah, this next Tuesday, be looking for a new podcast from TrailManners. I think it's episode 109-ish, something like that. I'll have to go back and look.
Go back and look, see where we left off at.
Yeah, we left off like a couple days before Christmas. But we're back. Operation Svelte is still underway. We'll have a question on the Ask TrailManners about that later in the show.
Right.
Someone reached out to us. How you doing on it? Good? Still feeling
good? Did pretty good. I had a little hiccup earlier in the week.
Gotcha.
We went to Slackwater.
Oh, that's right.
It wasn't me that wanted to go. It was my wife.
Yeah.
And so I was like, all right, I'll go. And I got a pizza and I ate it.
Yep.
And I thought I had food poisoning. I swear to God. I was up all night with the cold sweats.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
It did not. And then I felt terrible all the next day and even till this morning.
Really?
I felt
kind
bad.
of that lingering crud.
Yes. I swear. I was like, oh, man.
I haven't jumped off the horse yet.
Yeah.
I actually transitioned more as I didn't have a beer last week.
Right.
And that's a first
there you
for
go.
this. I don't know if it made any difference other than my taste buds were sad. But
right.
I got a Pliny waiting in my fridge for me.
That's a good comeback.
Yeah, for the end of the month.
Right.
You know, just kind of a little, okay, we're doing all right. We're on par.
I've
already meet my goal for the month.
Right.
We still got a week to go.
Yeah.
So I feel pretty good about that. Starting to sleep good. Been exercising more, not just running.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's still rocking and going out. So we also want to start with the show with a shout out to our buddy Jason Bernheisel with the Bernheisel Effect. Just let him know we're thinking about him and he knows why. Glad to see him back.
Yeah,
doing his thing.
Good guy.
This week we have some plans.
We do?
Yeah, this Friday.
Oh yeah.
So most of you know last year we attended the And She's Dope 2 Film Festival.
The Wild
West Film Festival.
Women's Wild West Film Fest, something like that? There's a bunch of W's there.
Yeah, a lot of W's, kind of like a Woody Footy or a Tooey Wooey.
Yeah.
But we attended that last year, did 3 or 4 interviews throughout the night.
Yep.
With some amazing people that are doing some amazing things. And this year we've been invited back for part 2.
Right.
To talk to a couple of the people that are back. There's a few people that aren't.
Right.
But kind of see how that year has transpired, how the projects went.
Yeah.
And apparently there's some curveballs in there that we're going to hear about too.
That's fine with me. I like to hear about them.
So this Friday we'll be doing a show from the And She's Dope 2 Film Festival. If you're in the Ogden area, that's this Friday, which will be tomorrow.
Start? Do you know?
I think around 6-ish, but I know the food trucks are showing up at 5.
Yeah.
They got like Lucky Slice. They got some curry going. I'm going to probably do the rice bowl. I'll extend into that.
Okay.
Because curry's pretty good. But yeah, we'll see what they got. You know, I'll stay away from Lucky Slice. Not that I don't love it. Don't get me wrong.
Love the Lucky Slice.
That's kind of going to be a tempting, I guess is a word.
Sure.
Yeah. But I'll bring plenty of water.
There we go.
Yeah. Plenty of pictures of me wanting to be where I'm at. So. Yeah, we'll be there doing some shows. And then we also got another show looking to line up that we won't expand on too much. And then we're back. Like Joel said, we're going to be back in the swing of things. Launching shows twice a week again, so we're back. Also, some big news that came out about this last week during Singletrack Session 72 is Anna Frost.
Yeah.
Big thing. She's leaving Salomon.
Yeah.
On to different things.
Right.
Didn't really get into too much of what's going on in the future.
I think it's goat yoga.
Goat yoga?
Yeah. Okay. She's going to start doing goat yoga.
People would tune into that.
They would.
She'd need a new Instagram handle, though.
Yeah.
For that, something like that. So... Man, when the reason we bring it up is we had the pleasure of having Anna at the Ogden Trail Running Festival last year, and she's just awesome.
She's a good lady.
And so, obviously she probably won't be back this year, being a Salomon thing, but
nope.
We feel more than fortunate we got her when we did.
I know.
Because that was a fun show, and just not even that, just hanging out with her for a day and a half.
Yeah.
Just chit-chatting, talking about yak penis and, whatever else came up.
Busting our nuts.
Yeah, for sure, man. So
she's a good lady.
Yeah, she is. So we wish her nothing but the best of luck on whatever she's going to be tackling down the road. And obviously we know she'll be successful at it because she's just that type of person. So that'll be super cool. And then you brought up last week the Speed Goat. I was talking about doing another race. Yeah. And he officially said it is on.
I think that's a great idea.
So he canceled the vertical mile.
Yeah.
And brought on the 25K.
He's going to have more participants.
He will. He'll have a lot more.
For sure.
And if I wasn't busy that weekend.
Do you know the date of that?
The same weekend as Hard Rock. It's July 21st.
Okay.
So it's Saturday the 21st. Hard Rock's the 20th and 21st, or I don't know. It's the same weekend as Hard Rock, but
I might go do that then.
Yeah, I'm gonna head out to Hard Rock. I got a campsite reserved, or I would have gone to do the 25K.
I like the idea of the 25K.
Yeah, that seems. I mean, it's gonna be rugged and tough.
Yeah,
but it's gonna be over quicker.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And you're gonna get a hell of a workout.
You will,
and you're gonna be caught into the fun of it. So
for sure, that's gonna be a good training block. Because I think that Discreet series is the weekend before the Alta one.
Yeah, it's the same week as Beaverhead. So I'll be at Beaverhead, so I won't be able to go to the
So I can go Discreet, and then I can
get some vert, man.
Do the whatever that thing's called, the Speed Goat.
Well, that's funny. People
take a week off, and the Vaquero, and then the Ute. That's a good training block.
That's big training block.
Not as big as you going for the 100K.
Yeah, but it's still a big training block.
It is. But it's in my backyard. That's what's important.
That's close by.
Yeah.
You get there quick, get home quick, find some food quick.
Yeah, there we go.
But yeah, he posted on social media, and we have to name it something. So people are calling the Brian Powell, I think, had the best one that I saw today.
Short goat?
The pygmy goat.
The pygmy goat, yeah.
I thought that was pretty funny. So yeah, for those of you who got the 25K, I don't think registration he's opened up for the 25K yet, but the 50K is open. So
right.
That'll be pretty cool. For people who want to go a little bit shorter, maybe get a taste of what the Speed Goat has to offer to jump into it. Or as Joel's doing, you've done the Speed Goat, you haven't kind of got over it yet, so you kind of get back into it that way.
This is perfect way of getting back into it, and maybe never doing the Speed Goat again. Yeah, this is my way of never doing it again.
Yeah, it's like, okay, it's either, all right, I'm ready for Speed Goat next year. Like, you know what? Now I remember more Speed Goat. Yeah. I'm good still.
I'm good. I don't want to come back up out of that climb again. No, thank you.
It's going to be interesting to see how many is in each race.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it wouldn't surprise me to have the 25K just a big field.
Maybe not this year, but in the future, yeah.
Yeah, because, I mean, a lot of people have already worked on their schedules and everything else, so... Yeah, give a quick shout out to Kelsey and Debbie here locally. They got into the San Juan Solstice 50.
That's right.
Lottery just happened and took place. So
yep. Kelsey was telling me this morning when she was working out, and I'm like, okay, see that big box over there? Go get it and come over here and do about 5,000 step-ups.
That race rocked me years ago.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful area.
Elevation is going to kill so many people.
It's the year that I did it, they had the major fires. So when you got up high, oh man, we were at the award ceremony and it was in a park in town, and it felt like a smokers convention.
Right.
Everybody's just
the
whole time. But it's a cool little town.
Yep.
There in Lake City, and they always put on a good race. So that's cool for those guys to get into a lottery and get out there. And Josh Korn's going here as well. So and I'm sure there's other people. I didn't really look at the list. I just looked at our friends. Our friends that we knew were.
They had a UT next to it, and you're like, do I know them?
Yep.
Yes, I do.
That's what I did. I went and hit it and then filtered states and then UT. Okay, cool. So good luck to all those people. Before the show, we even talked a little bit about the Coldwater Rumble this past weekend down in, I think it's Arizona.
Oh, yeah. That Coldwater.
Not ours. Yeah, not at our house.
Did you see
Coldwater Rumble?
Did you see the death stare that was coming to you?
The color come out of your face.
Yeah,
I saw that.
Don't get me started on that race.
The Coldwater Rumble, and there's different distances, 100-mile,
Yeah, they got a lot, right?
Yeah, good race, but the 52-mile race is where we want to talk about. Courtney Dauwalter.
Yes.
Those of you that don't remember, she's the Moab 240 overall winner.
Right.
Just skyrocketed to everybody at that point.
Yep.
But she went down there. She ran the 52-mile race. She thought, I'm gonna go out and see what I can do. She did 7:10, which is fast.
What was the old course record? Do you know offhand?
It was 8-something.
Yeah.
That's men.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, she broke the actual course record.
Overall
record. So she
by
beat
an hour.
Yeah, she beat the women's by over 2.
2 hours,
and by the men's record by over an hour.
Right.
And the picture I saw at the finish line, it looked like she was just out for a training run.
Just she's in her basketball shorts.
Yeah, she
right?
looked fresh and smiling. I'm like, man, there is something going on here.
She's awesome, man. She's like, oh, I got second place in Ultra Run of the Year last year.
Yeah.
Let me show you what's going to happen this year.
Let's see how this is going to unfold.
It'd be cool to see her and Camille just going at it this year.
Yep. So, because I mean, it depends on what's on the schedule. That's the thing. Is like, I don't know what she's running this year.
I don't either.
And maybe she doesn't care.
She
to
probably
get into
doesn't
like
care.
a Western or a big 100-miler or something. But man, that was crazy fast, and he beat both of them because that's not a lot of people go to those races at Coldwater Rumble.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like a first-year race. It's not.
Nope.
It's a
pre-established.
Yeah, it's been there. So congratulations to Courtney on that because that's stout.
It's awesome. I'm excited to see those two go at it this year.
Well, and I think what it boils down to is, who's running what and when.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we're going to do that. We decided, we talked about it last week, and we're going to launch it today. So the 2018 Ultra Runner of the Year.
Yes.
So we're in 2018. We're not even a month in.
Nope.
But the contest starts now.
It does.
So you have to look into your crystal ball.
Yes.
Shake your magic 8-ball.
Mm-hmm.
Ask again later.
And this is for North American runners, right?
North American runners.
Yeah.
Your top 5 men and your top 5 women Ultra Runner of the Year. And we're going to bookmark this so we can come back, next January.
I think
essentially.
just post it on the website.
Yep. So we'll have it on the website. So this is Singletrack Session 73.
Yep.
We're going to post it on our website, TrailManners.com, and I want to see your top 5 men and top 5 women looking into the future of this year.
Okay.
So we're going to give you a little time for this, too.
Yeah, I think we can give you a couple weeks.
Yeah. Because
maybe we can find somebody to sponsor it.
Yeah.
And we can find some swaggage to give you.
you're gonna this is gonna be a major contest.
All right.
So we're gonna give away some serious swag.
Okay.
Like serious, because we have a whole year to accumulate swag.
That's a good point.
So
yeah,
you're gonna have some swagging rights.
There could be some Salomon stuff coming in the mail this week that I can give you. It might be the wrong size for me, so you might get some of my hand-me-downs.
So today is launching on January 25th of 2018. So this is when the show launches. What date are we going to cut this off at?
I say we give it a month. That way we can just talk about it.
Okay, so February. We'll just cut off February 25th.
Okay.
That gives a solid exact month, day to day.
Okay.
So you've got 1 month. So those of you listening to this show late, if you listen to the show after February 25th, sorry. You can still enter, but you're not going to win.
Comment after the 25th.
Yeah, you're not going to win. But
sorry, Charlie.
You've got 1 month to comment on your top 5 men and top
female.
5 female Ultra Runners of the Year, North America.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
and that'll give you another chance to kind of check out what's happening on the scene because Black Canyon.
Yeah, is going to happen before that.
It's going to happen before that.
It's like the 17th.
The
or
Moab
something.
Red Hot's going to happen, right? So that gives you a little bit of preview of what's going on with the Coconino Cowboys. Because 2 of those guys are racing.
And you can do a little stalking. You can look on Ultra Sign Up, see who signed up for what. Check UTMB, see who signed up for what. Check all the major ones, the Hard Rocks, the Westerns.
Yeah, UTMB, CCC, Vaquero Loco.
Yeah, because that's going to be heavy hitting.
Hot and heavy.
Like always.
Yes.
And we'll be there to drug test.
That's right.
So, you got 1 month. So we want to see some participation here, folks. So you have 1 month to decide who the top 5 men and women are for this year. And so that one will be fun to see who wins that one. Because this will probably be our biggest swag package of a contest.
Swag package.
Yeah.
Not sweaty package.
Not schweddy. It's swaggy. That'll be a fun time. So get on it, do your research, study up, and let's see them. North American only.
Yes.
Okay, so they got to be North American-ish.
Yes. If you put Killian down, you're disqualified.
Yeah, no Hornets.
Nope.
No Professor X's.
Nope.
You gotta stick to North America.
Right.
Let's see what else we got going on here, Joel. We got a race entry to give away.
We do. To
the Palisades Ultra Trail Series.
Or
putts.
Yes.
So we had this. We said the winner was going to be announced today on the 25th.
Mm-hmm.
We had the entries by 123.
Right.
And essentially what it is you get, what's your biggest concern when running a new trail race?
Mm-hmm.
And you had to comment on Facebook. So I had to go back in time.
We did.
Search down there, find that.
Right.
We had quite a few entrants.
We did.
So we went ahead and so here's the deal. If you're not going to use it, if you win it and you're not going to use it, right now we're 3 deep.
We are.
So we know first if the winner doesn't want it,
right?
Well, we I'll pass it to the next person.
Yes.
So it's not like you can give it away.
No.
Right?
No.
If you're already registered, they're going to reimburse you.
Right.
And it's for any distance.
It is.
So, I mean, I'm talking, if you want to do that 100.
Yeah, that's $300 in savings.
Bang.
Right?
There. But they've got everything, distance-wise. So, Joel, you want to go ahead and announce a winner for the putts entry? And what you're going to do is email me at manners@trailmanners.com so we can get you set up with the putts dudes.
Right.
And get that, all the crew up there. They got a great board.
Okay, so the first place is Jeremy Haddock.
Jeremy Haddock was the first place. So, Jeremy, if you want this,
Right.
if you're going to run it, you have to run it.
Yes.
Let me know. If you don't want to run it or you cannot run it, let me know and we'll pass it down.
And we're going to pass it down to Dawnette Hunter.
Dawnette Hunter, you're in the second slot right now.
That's right. So if Jeremy doesn't, then you get to do it.
Yep.
And then if Dawnette doesn't want to do it, then Simon Hodgins.
Number three.
Number three. So Simon will have to get on a plane from Australia, fly into Salt Lake City, and then drive up to the putts course. And we're pretty sure Simon would take this if given the opportunity.
And Simon, I will pick you up at the airport and drive you to the race and drive you from the race back to the airport.
Nice.
How's that?
I like it.
He's got his own shuttle.
He does.
So that's it. Jeremy Haddock, you're the overall winner. If you want it, let me know. If you don't, let me know. And then if you don't, we'll pass it down to Dawnette.
Yeah.
Dawnette, why don't you go ahead? All three of you email me. That way I have your info.
That's
that
a good
way
idea.
If they pass it on, I'll say, okay, here you go. Or maybe you don't want it in your top three, and then we'll have to go further down the list because we've got a good list.
We do. We can keep going if we need to.
Yeah.
But hopefully somebody in the top three will take an entry.
We'll take an entry. So there you go.
Yep.
And then we'll get you set up with the putts board. I guess what they have, like 5 people on the board there.
Yes.
And we'll get you set up. So there you have it. So congratulations. And thank you, Palisades Ultra Trail Series, for the contest entry there. We'll skip ahead a little bit. Let's do some Strava week. I'm going to get that out of the way this week early. Distance was Jake Jackson, 117.1.
Wow.
Big week.
That was
Run
big.
time, Andy Noyes.
Of course.
32.52. And climbing was Grant Geis, 15.466.
Oh, nice.
So that was our week this week.
Grant's
for
from New
Strava.
Zealand, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. So he's getting some vert up there.
It's summertime there. Yeah, smack dab middle of summer.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're getting major vert.
And some ferns.
Ferns.
I think ferns when I think New Zealand.
Do
still.
you?
Yeah.
I think big snow-capped mountains and Lord of the Rings.
Do you?
Yeah.
Hobbit.
Yeah.
Cool. I wonder if he's got hairy feet. Like top of his feet are super hairy.
Grant,
Hobbit.
we need a picture of your feet.
Or we don't. Either way, it's up to you.
We need a picture of your feet.
The other thing we've been working feverishly on, and Joel got on his skinny skis this past week and went out and crushed some trails.
I got crushed.
So we've got the Salomon Snowcross event coming up, and this is something that we're excited about. It's actually 1 month away.
Yeah.
It's on February 24th. We're excited about this because it's a little bit out of our realm because there's skiing involved.
Because of the skate skiing or the classic skiing.
Or the classic skiing.
Yeah, you can do either.
But there's some running involved, and Joel ran too.
I did. So I got out in the anticipated course, which is about 5K, and I skated that course. It's going to be challenging. I'm a rock solid beginner, and I had my butt handed to me because you're going up or you're going down. There's not a whole lot of flat.
It's not a whole lot of sing.
There's not a whole lot of, this is flat and I can get into a rhythm. No, it was, oh my gosh, here's another hill. I don't mind going down. That was fun. I made up a lot of time that way. But going up, I'm like, I suck at this.
Working a few different muscles.
Oh my gosh, my forearms are screaming from doing all that pulling.
Yeah.
Yeah. But once I got on the run part, I was so thankful.
Yeah.
Oh, I was like right in my wheelhouse.
You're like, this is what it's about.
I'll
make up some time here.
Yeah, exactly. So I went out and I looked at, they have a couple different snowshoe trails out there. And so I looked at one because it said snowshoe overlook. And immediately I was like, heck yeah, we're going to go run up to that overlook.
Yeah.
And I got up to what I thought was the overlook, and the snowshoe trail kept going. I'm like, well, I'm going to see where this goes. And I kept going, and then it stopped. But you could see where the trail went in the summertime. So I explored that, ran into a whole bunch of leftover moose party.
Yeah.
Like a couple moose had a party the night before.
Yep.
And I was like, I'm turning around.
It's moose drool.
Yeah, I'm turning around, not going any farther. But so I looked at that, and then I know that they have another trail. I'm going to go explore that this weekend.
Gotcha.
And we'll get a finalization of that. Hopefully this weekend or next weekend.
But it's cool because you can do the whole thing.
Yeah.
Or you can team up. Right?
I think if you've ever been on skate skis or if you've ever been on classic skis before, you can do this by yourself. Easy. Like I got the skate loop done under an hour.
Okay.
And I was struggling hard. And it was so refreshing to get my run shoes on. So I think if you're really nervous and you've never done this before, you're going to be able to do it.
Yeah.
If I can fake it, you can fake it.
Just work on your forearms.
Yeah, oh man, you're pulling like this the whole time.
But we're excited. We're working with Salomon on this. They've got races back east as well. We're trying to open it up here in our area, and we've got a great location for it.
Oh man, the views are fabulous on the backside of Ben Lomond's.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
It's just an awesome spot. I mean, I've been there before, but it's a great spot. It's a great location. It's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah. Salomon's going to have cocoa. They're going to have chili. You know, we're going to be there having a good time. Yep. So tell your friends about it. We'd love to see you there. We'd like to get, 50 people or so out, right? First year. Let's see what we can do to kind of break this in. Something new for the area.
It is.
Right? It's something different and something new for us.
Skate skiing is such a great way to cross train.
Yeah.
Or classic ski or whatever you want to call it. So just come out and experience that.
Yeah. So, and if you're looking, maybe you're a runner that needs a skate ski or a skate skier that needs a runner, let us know.
Yeah.
We've got an event page on Facebook. We can hook people up that way.
Yep.
So it'll be a lot of fun. That's what it's about. This race is just about fun. And if you're an expert, you can still, like Joel mentioned,
man, you can go out and crush that.
Yeah, you can go crush it, but it'll be a good workout. It's going to be a lot of fun. But we'd love to see you out there. We're putting a lot of work into this bad boy, and we've got a month to go, so we'd love to see you up there. Okay, how about some Woody Footy?
Yes.
Had a lot of entries this week.
We did. That was really surprising.
And we again, man, we can't do this without the Sign Garage. We still got plenty of hats. They just loaded us up with a year's worth of hats weekly.
Are we halfway through yet?
I don't even know. I'd have to look at my
have to go back and
spreadsheet.
See when we started. I don't think we are. I think we're maybe a quarter of the way.
Yeah, I think we started. I was thinking we were like in September, maybe
something like that. Huh?
I mean, all I know is I go to the post office once a week. That's all I know.
Yeah.
Except I do got to give a quick shout out. I sent one out to Robert Jones. It came back.
Uh-oh.
So I'll get that back out. And it looks like the address was right, so I might reach out to you to double check it.
Yeah.
But that one came back to me.
Okay.
So that one is still on its way. We'll just reship it. So yeah, I'm hitting the post office every week. They know me pretty well. They don't even ask me the normal questions like, would you like stamps with that? They're just like, oh, cool, another hat. Ching, 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 I'm out.
Yeah.
So we'll get that going. But yeah, thanks again for the Sign Garage. If you're looking for anything print-wise done there, they're doing wooden stickers right now. They're doing all kinds of stuff. Now they got some wooden stickers. It's super thin, but it's wood because they do patches on hats. So they're always trying to find new stuff.
Wooden stickers.
Yeah. So it's really cool. I saw some videos.
See one of those.
Yeah, I saw the Instagram thing on it. So I got to stop down there and check them out because they're just doing cool, different stuff.
I like that.
Right? Just super innovative. So check them out on 25th Street. Give them a call. Check out their website. But this week, a lot of really good entries again. There's Andrew Giles had a good one.
Oh,
crazy good sunset over the lake.
His was so if it was my turn to pick, I was going to pick him.
You were? Well, he's won before, I think.
Has he?
I think so. I'm not sure, but that was a good one. There's a lot of good ones. There's some new ones like back east, Oklahoma.
Yeah.
All these different places that were super good. This week's winner, though, is going to somebody who took a picture that, and the reason and there's always a reason, like my connection to it.
Right.
That was my mood where I'm at right now, but it was a picture, sun going down, there's a canyon, some water, and just a picture of the running shoes like they're just chilling, like as the sun's going down.
Okay.
Hard run.
Yeah.
It's on the Snake River Canyon, and it's Garrick Arends is our winner this week. Garrick, I hope I got your name right. It's like Eric with a G and a K at the end.
Right.
So I'm going with Garrick, and Arends, Arends.
All right.
I'm thinking I may have nailed it. I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
But go ahead and email me, manners@trailmanners.com. We'll get your Woody Footy hat out to you. But a lot of good photos, though. Really cool ones. There's someone that had a picture of their baby in a stroller that was just smiling ear to ear. That stuff really gets me excited, too, just to see, families doing stuff.
Another month or
outside.
so, we'll have some really good springtime pictures starting to roll in.
Yeah, some really good ones. I want to see some photos with people like Black Canyon Race. I'd love to see some photos down there.
Mm-hmm.
Moab Red Hot would be some cool shots that are coming up.
Yep.
Down that area. But yeah, there's a lot of really good photos. So congratulations, Garrick, and thanks for everybody else who participated this week. Again, this is a weekly thing, man. Weekly thing.
Yep.
Woody Footy just went up again.
No,
Tui Woo. Sorry,
Woo.
I'm stuck in my head now. Tui Woo just went up again. We'd love to see more of those.
Take us with you Wednesday.
Yeah, take us with you Wednesday. Right. Those I want to explode. I love the videos because I like people saying, "Hey, TrailManners, this is so and so," because it's fun when you hear their voice.
Yeah, it is.
Because you always see the photo and you hear a voice like, "Oh, right on." Right, I get that now. That matches, or man, that wasn't what I was expecting. That was more like Kermit the Frog, right?
Like Kermit the Frog. He's funny.
He's awesome. Keep those coming. And then we did have some Ask TrailManners questions this week.
1 or 2, huh?
We had a follow-up to our first one because we asked again, what race was it? So this was from Drew. He asked about doing a 50K.
50K or 50 mile? I think it was 50 mile.
50 mile. Right. So it says he's running the Potawatomi. Is that right?
Sure.
Potawatomi. Yeah, it's in Illinois. It's an Indian name.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm going to go with Potawatomi. It's in Illinois. It's a 10-mile loop.
Oh.
So they'll run it 5 times. So yeah, you're right.
Okay.
It's got 2 to 3 creek crossings.
Yowzer.
It's the first part of April in the Midwest, so it could be anything weather-wise.
For sure.
Never done a 50K, just making the jump to challenge myself and push myself. Thanks for the advice you already gave. I feel I have the gear in line.
Yeah.
But I'll keep pushing the miles on it and see if I need to change anything.
All right. So I'm glad that we know what's going on now.
Oh, and I have a TrailManners shirt and hat as well. Drew. So
he's already got some swagging rights.
So we talked about that. So he's dialed in there.
I think he's got his gear dialed in.
Yep.
But there's creek crossings.
Yep.
I would bring another pair of shoes and another pair of socks halfway through.
Yep.
Change them out.
Well, if you're doing a 10-mile loop 5 times, it seems like you're coming back to the same spot.
Yeah,
just
so
by
mile
our recollection.
30, I would change my shoes. I might even have 2 pairs of shoes.
Yeah, I was going to say, I would have a tub there, like a Tupperware tub. And the
Yep.
reason I would say Tupperware tub, in case it rains.
Yep.
But, I'd have 2 pairs of shoes and 2 pairs of socks because you don't know right out of the gate how you're going to feel.
Yeah.
But like Joel said, if you change midway through, that's going to help. It's going to liven up your feet. Just dry them a little bit. Yeah. Put some nut butter on there. Put some powder on there.
Yeah.
Freshen them up because those big puppies are going to be the ones hurting.
For sure.
But I think what's good about it, and I don't know if you have that opportunity.
Go out in the course.
Go out on that loop, man.
Run that thing 2 times.
Yeah. To get a good
run
feel
that thing 3 times
for the loop itself.
Exactly. I don't know if it's washing machine style where you're changing directions every time,
or if there's any type of climbs.
Yeah.
Like even if they're smaller,
right?
Just to kind of know where to fuel.
Yeah.
Where not to fuel. If I need to leave an aid station.
Every time you come through that aid station, what are you going to eat?
Yeah, because if you're going up a hill or down a hill, you don't want to load up a bunch of like edibles and run down a hill, right? A bunch of like sandwiches because that's going to make you naughty, right?
Naughty?
Yeah, your belly's naughty.
Oh, okay.
So, so that I think that if you had that opportunity, or if you have the elevation profile, just get a good feel for where I can take a little break on that 10-miler.
Right.
Right, because if it was me, I would go first couple laps and try to run as much as I could.
For sure.
To see how far, because you're going to slow down most likely at the end.
Yeah.
So get out there, get some good some route.
Try to do as many, run as much as you can for the first 3 laps.
And the first couple, don't spend time in your aid station.
Nope. Except for maybe on lap 2, you're going to change shoes.
Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe.
Depends on the creek
lap
at the
2
time.
and 4, I would look at changing my shoes.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's some great information you gave us because that kind of changed the way we approached it, right? Because I've done my first 50K was in Colorado, and it was,
Was it loopy?
Yeah, it was the same thing, and there was 1 climb.
Right.
Like, it was pretty gnarly. And so after the first loop, I just knew, okay, I'm going to make sure I fuel up before I hit it.
Right.
And then I don't have to hit any fuel once I get to the top because it's kind of downhill to the turnaround.
Right.
And then the turnaround. So I think that's always good to know that way. And then when I tell people all the time, even if you're doing drop bags at any race, a lot of people do cloth, or I always go dry bags now.
Oh, yeah.
Just in case of rain.
Even my dry bags, Ziploc bags.
Yeah. Just in case of rain.
Oh, for sure.
Because I've seen people come into an aid station where they just have a tarp laying out.
Yep.
And water's accumulated on the tarp, and the drop bag's sitting in a puddle.
Right in the middle of it.
And it's one of those cinch bags or something, and they're like, well, that's great, all my stuff's wet.
Uh-huh.
And you might have your socks in a Ziploc, but you may not have your other stuff in there.
Everything's in a Ziploc for me now.
I do it, too, because like I'll put nutrition in a Ziploc.
Yep.
Socks, I differentiate. So when I know what I need, I go to that Ziploc bag.
And
But
I
always have it
reuse
in a
my
dry
Ziplocs.
bag. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I've got them labeled. They're stuffed away somewhere, ready to go for the next race.
And I use everything dry bag. But if you're in a race like this, and maybe it's you walk to your car from the start, maybe you can have the little one of those Tupperware things.
Yeah, that'd be good if you're allowed to have a Tupperware.
Yeah, exactly. Because you can put your 2 pairs of shoes in there,
Easily.
no problem. It's going to stay waterproof and dry. And the other thing too, depending on the race, at your turnaround, have some spare clothes, not just socks. Maybe a jacket or a shirt.
Right.
You know, because if the weather-wise, maybe it's going to rain hard.
Yeah.
It's always nice to feel fresh later in the race.
Yeah.
So you're not just sopping wet the whole time. Maybe an extra set of gloves.
Maybe you start off warm and it gets colder in the day, or maybe it starts off cold and gets warmer.
Yeah, but that's an advantage of a race like this, is you can probably have more stuff.
Maybe. We're making a lot of assumptions right now.
Yeah, but I'd imagine.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We need more information.
Yeah. But anyway, I hope that helps more, Drew. So good luck. We'd love and make sure you follow up with us. We'd love to know how it goes in April. Like when you're finishing the race, let us, shoot us an email. Hey, it went awesome. This is how well I did.
Mm-hmm. This is what I'd like to do different next time.
This is what I did. This is what I'd do different, or I nailed it. I can't wait for my next 100, right? Or my first 100. Yeah, because that's going to happen.
It will.
You went down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, he did.
It's game over. And then we also got a message from Colin. I don't know if you remember Colin a few weeks ago. He was asking us about a massage therapist.
Oh, yeah.
Well, what he did is he reached out to Nate and asked Nate, said, Nate, who can I get down here in my area? So Nate turned him to Jen Wojciechowski.
Oh, that's right.
Totally forgot about Jen Wojciechowski.
She's down in Salt Lake.
Yeah, so she trained under Nate, who's our guy.
Yeah.
And we know Jen pretty well.
Yeah.
And he basically said, man, he got hooked up and now is hooked. He's a total convert.
Good.
And he said, Jen is amazing.
Yeah.
And he gave the information to me, saying, if anybody wants someone in North Salt Lake area, go to Jen Wojciechowski.
Good.
So Colin said thank you, basically. And it was really cool that worked out for him, for sure. But yeah, he's hooked. He's a convert, so
it makes a big difference.
It's a huge difference.
I'm on schedule through March now.
Me too.
Through March, something like that.
I'm through the week after
Buffalo.
Nope, after Red Mountain.
Red Mountain.
Yeah,
I think I went through March.
Yeah, I think next time I go in, I'll keep scheduling it out.
And that's what I'll do. Next time I go in, which is next Friday, then I'll bump it out maybe through April.
Yeah, my next one's not for a while though.
Yeah.
I gave myself some time. But yeah, so congratulations, Colin, for meeting up with that. And then our last Ask TrailManners. Keep these Ask TrailManners coming because they're fun.
They are.
And they're going to help other people too.
Of course.
Right? So don't, and if you don't want to say your name on the air,
you
just
can be
tell
anonymous.
us. Yeah, you can be anon.
Yeah.
This next one is starts off runner's experience.
Okay.
You guys spoke about this last week in relation to trail races and the quality of the race, even if the course is okay.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate and give us all some examples of what awesome race directors are thinking about to make a trail race one that folks keep coming back to?
Okay.
That's part one.
All right. So let's talk about part one.
Okay.
Right now.
Part one. So what makes a runner experience race? And this is good because we're both runners and we're both RDs.
Yes.
So you want to kick off, or what do you want to do?
I'd like to think that the check-in process is pretty smooth.
Yeah.
Right? So you got to think about that.
Yeah.
How am I going to make it so that they can get in and get out? And they also can get in, ask questions to the RD, and then get out if they need to. Or if they just want to get in and hang out.
Yep.
So that you're starting to think of how you're going to the user experience flow of checking in, checking out, being able to talk to that person. And then are you going to have vendors there? Are they going to have access to the runners? Can the runners go talk to them? Are you providing a meal beforehand?
Yeah.
I can think back to when we did Beaverhead last year, and they had this surprisingly good meal.
Yeah.
Are you providing a meal? What are you going to do to make that exceptional?
Yep.
Don't do spaghetti dinner. That's stupid.
In a big, huge tin.
Yeah, that's lame. Sorry. But you could do better than that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. And then the morning of, if you have a check-in that morning of, can that be seamless? Can that be quick? Can it be fast? So that way the anxiety is not there for those runners that are checking in late. Are there enough porta potties? If there's not, are you letting the runners know? Hey, we only got a couple porta potties. Make sure you take care of your business before you get here. Are you providing transportation to the start line for the runners? Is the start line not there? It's somewhere else. Are you providing transportation? Is that transportation going to be warm? Do the runners have to stand around in the cold? This is Red Mountain that I'm speaking of specifically.
Yeah.
Because you get dropped off and it's cold.
Yeah.
So how can that be improved? If the course is so, go above and beyond on the aid stations.
Yeah.
Make sure your flagging is spot on, your signage is spot on. Then afterwards, some people want to hang out. Make sure that you have a great place to hang out at. Are you providing food afterwards? You don't have to, but if you do, make sure it's good food. If it's near a town, there's probably a food truck. Try to get that food truck to come out and help you. What's your swag like at the end? Is it just a bland metal? If it is, then call up our buddies at Elevation Culture.
Yeah. Spice that up.
They're going to help you out.
Yeah.
You know, there's ways to make this a great experience if the course is so-so. And that's kind of what we're talking about. So-so course versus, or how to add to that experience.
And to kind of to go on top of what Joel had to say, one of the things too is it really depends too on the number of runners you have, and the type of race, whether it's a 10K to a 50 mile, whatever it might be, because that does differentiate. So for like race check-in, like Joel was mentioning, if there's a small number of runners, maybe you need 2 tables. Right? Maybe A through L, M through Z. If you got a lot of runners, maybe you need more check-in tables. Because I even noticed, even at our Nordic Valley race, we had 2 tables, had 100 people.
Yeah.
You don't want people waiting to check in, like a real long line. People get confused.
Yeah, they do.
So you may have to break it down more. So that's like for me on a check-in is just how many numbers do you have? How can you make that flow to where it kind of goes in a direction you check in and follow this natural flow, whether it's then to get your shirt or then to get your goodie bag or then to get to the vendors that are there, sponsors to check them out. Because you want the sponsors, if you have sponsors, let them be a part of it. Let them, it adds to the experience.
It does. And maybe at the end it's better to have the sponsors there because beforehand, the focus is getting them in to the system that you know that they're there to race and you are accounting for them. And then answering questions about the course.
Now,
that
for the race director,
should be
by it themselves.
Right? That should be the important thing is safety. And then at the end, the vendors can have as much time with them as they want.
Yeah. The other thing, too, is just good communication up to the race.
Oh, yeah.
Whether it's, hey, it's going to be this weather. Hey, there's some changes. Hey, don't forget this afterwards.
Yeah.
Another thing I like to do or like to see at races is not nickel and diming people. Yeah. Right? Have your race all-inclusive.
Yeah.
Right? Instead of saying, if you want this, here's this. If you want this, it's this. If you want this, it's this. Because then it's like adding on to the thing. Now, I know some things like Joel mentioned, a pre-race meal, that might cost more. Right. And not everybody wants a pre-race meal.
Well, that's when I like this option on Ultra Sign Up now where you can buy it. Yeah. Right? So that way you know what your cost is going into that night.
Yeah.
And then if somebody shows up and they want extra, okay, that's $5.
Yep, exactly. Right? So, I mean, make it just upfront, make sure people aware. And the other thing I really like, and I've seen this at other races, but I really liked it at Beaverhead, is when you go to an aid station, it tells you how far to the next aid station.
I like that a lot.
You know what I mean? So you don't have to have a card with you, and you don't have to think, but it's right there on a laminated piece of paper. Next aid station's 5 miles away.
And you have
There's
this
going to be this
climbing.
much climbing and this much downhill.
That was I'm glad you brought that up. That was so nice because then you don't have to bug the volunteers.
Every single time.
Right.
Because volunteers standing there, and they're saints. Yeah. But you're going to get that question, how far to the next aid station? Almost every runner asks that. Right. And you got 100 people asking. It gets lost, right? And the volunteers need to focus. And this way it's right there. They can visually see it because instead of running off going, oh, crap, did he say 4.5? But sometimes people are more visual. And I love to see that as well as the elevation.
That was cool because after 2 aid stations, you're like, oh, I see what's happening. They're going to do this at every aid station. Yeah. So that was so pleasing to see that.
Yeah, and that's a huge runner experience for me. Is just something like that. The aid stations, just go above and beyond at the aid stations. Don't try to cater to every tiny detail.
Definitely don't.
But just be consistent. Yes. Right. Don't have this really deluxe aid station and the next one's got like peaches.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
What I mean?
Peaches are pretty good.
Yeah, but if that's all they got, try and be consistent with it. I think is a key. And then Joel mentioned the after thing. To me, that's one of the biggest kickers to a race. Right. Is when you finish, what's going on.
Right.
Having a cool place where people can hang out, having food available, having
for a longer run is nice to have.
Exactly.
For a shorter race, it's not necessary.
But even for a short race, it's nice to have a section where people can hang out. Because we just did the Nordic Valley race.
Right.
It was snowing on a mountain in the winter. People finished and were just standing around.
They're hanging out. That was unexpected. We didn't
expect that on a short race.
We did not expect that.
But I think that's part of the runner's experience, because that's what a lot of people, me and Joel talk about it all the time. It's the fear of missing out. And sometimes it's not the actual race, the mileage and the event. It's the before and after.
Yeah.
What are you doing the night before a race? People love to hang out the night before a race because they get to see where are you from. I see my friend. So that's cool if you have something like a check-in and maybe something going on at the check-in.
Yeah.
I think that's what Moab does really well. They have it at a brewery, the check-in the night before. And it's really cool. You just hang out.
Yep.
You can hang out if you want. You don't have to. It's optional. So to me, those are some of the big runner experience things, is just, look at it from a runner's perspective. What do you like about a race?
Right.
Joel mentioned swag. Don't do the same thing over and over again. Mix it up a little bit. Be known for something. El Vaquero Loco, they're known for a hoodie.
They're known for a hoodie.
Who does that? It's
Right.
pretty rare,
Yeah.
right? I'm not saying that's the only one, but that's a cool thing for a hoodie.
Right.
To have it at a thing. And that might cost a little bit more, but just add it into your cost.
Yeah, you add it into your cost.
There's no T-shirt, so it's a
and
little bit more.
that's another big thing. You got to know what your costs are.
Yeah.
You got to know exactly how much it's going to cost to put on that race.
Permits, how many you need, insurance.
Yep.
Everything.
Medals, T-shirts. You kind of know exactly how much those cost, right?
And one thing me and Joel have really done that I'm proud of, and that we get a lot of feedback on, is don't chintz. If you're doing shirts, do a nice shirt.
Right. And I'm looking to take our shirt game up.
Yeah, because people get shirts. Yeah. But look at yourself. What some shirts you're looking at. That's 100% cotton shirt.
Right.
Most people will never wear that again.
Probably not.
But if you have like a nice blend,
they're gonna wear that.
And some people are even talking to us more leaning towards a blended T-shirt more than a tech shirt.
Yeah, I don't like the tech shirts
because those are pretty pigeonholed.
Yeah.
Right. I can wear that to my fitness center.
Right. Or I can run in it. Right.
And it depends on even if I like that style.
I want to see it out and about.
Yeah, that's marketing.
Yeah, it is.
And you have a cool logo. I think that's another thing with a runner's experience. And like Joel mentioned before, is the elevation culture. What they do is so cool because it's so different, but they can do so many things. Yeah. Right. So that's a cool feature as well. So I think that's for me anyway. That's all things I look at races. I enjoy is that type of runner experience.
Yeah. Because I know Amy's asked this question because she's thinking about putting one on. I think there's really two different camps of race directors right now. There's race directors that are trying to cater to the new generation of runners, and then there's race directors that have been around for a long time that don't want to progress.
Yeah.
Right?
Maybe not don't want to, but like where they're at. Maybe
they're comfortable where they're at.
Yeah. I've got everything dialed in.
I think you need to be in that camp that's always looking to tweak to make your race better. Yeah. Because you have to look at this as a long-term project. The needs and the demands of the runners now and the future runners are going to be different. Yeah, you got to be willing to change.
And you know what we'd like to see too? Maybe this could help out. This is Amy from Vermont, and we'll get to the next question. But if you're a runner out there or an RD and you've got some ideas on this topic, go ahead and leave a comment on the Facebook side here.
We're always looking to make events better,
even for us.
Yeah, for sure.
So we'll look at it. But if you've gone to a race and they've done something super cool that you remember, you keep coming back to, or let us know, because I know there's.
Let us know the event and the distance.
Yeah, because that does make a huge difference. Other cool things like Joel mentioned, I like to see is when races, whether it's their location or the name of the race, put the event on in correlation to that, like where you're at. What is cool about where? Like I've never been. Well, I've been to Vermont once, but in Vermont, what's cool there? Do they have a really cool eclectic food menu at some restaurant or a brewery or again, Thai El Vaquero, Huckleberry soda.
Huckleberry soda and hamburgers at the finish.
Yep, you know what you're getting, and they're always good. Yeah. Right? And it's super low key.
That hamburger tastes so good.
Well, those Huckleberry sodas you can crush.
They're tasty too.
Yeah. So but it's different, right? It's not just like, oh, there's Coke, Pepsi, and whatever. Right. It's like, no, we got this and this and this, and your expectations are there. Mm-hmm. He's got a 5-year buckle which is huge.
Yeah,
I mean, you want to get people coming back to your race.
Yeah.
Offer them something 5,
you
10
get that
years.
big buckle. That buckle's huge, and it's so cool.
Yeah, so offer stuff like that. So
Yeah.
those are just some ideas.
Right.
You know, try to look what everybody's doing and don't do that. Try and find some niches for yourself.
Be genuine. You know, really cater to your runners.
And at the end of
That's
the
what's
day,
important.
at the end of the day, as a runner, I can tell when a RD is looking to add more of making money or an investment as I am
it's
to
okay
looking
to make
for,
money.
No, you have to.
You've got to make money.
But you can tell the ones that are out there strictly to make money. You know, it's like, no, we're making money. And you can tell the ones that are like, no, I want these runners to have
a good
experience. The way the Putz is doing their race.
Yeah,
theirs
sure.
is all about runner experience.
Yeah.
Right? So I think you have to look into that. Okay, next question from Amy. It was the second part. She said, also, within the guidelines of Operation Svelte,
Yes.
how many beers are allowed per week, and what beers are recommended for best results?
Okay,
This is
so
sincerely
Operation
Amy from
Svelte has
Vermont.
many phases. And the first phase for me is no beer
For a whole month.
for a whole month. I did slip up and have a beer the other night, and I didn't sleep well. So back to no beer for me.
Yeah.
I'd like to see if I can get through February with no beer.
I'm not even trying that.
And then the second phase will be a beer on the weekends,
Okay.
maybe 2 beers during the week.
And what type of beers?
Oh, where the hell I want.
Okay. So
It could be a big beer,
a big beer, like a
like
A
1
liter?
Yeah, I guess so. A liter's what?
22 ounces, maybe
Something
the
like
22
that.
ounce beers.
Yeah, that'd be okay. That's a lot, though.
That's a big beer.
That's a big beer.
Yeah.
I might not feel so good the next day.
So mine is like my operations felt I haven't been drinking beer.
Yeah.
Like for a little over a week now.
Yeah.
I don't plan on it, but I'm not gonna put that like that to me is my thing. Right.
Well, sure.
It's like I enjoy it.
I do too. I
Right?
enjoyed it too much. That's
But
why
the thing. It's
that's
in
why I went to
moderation.
0.
Like I might have a beer this weekend. It might be a week and a half, but I might have 1 beer.
Right.
Because I might want to sit back, relax, and have that really good, tasty beer.
Yeah.
And so when it comes to what type of beers, I'll only go top shelf beers.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like if I'm somewhere, someone hands me, no offense, someone has me a PBR, I'm like, no, thank you. It's going to have to be
So
a
that's
beer.
that's 250 calories that you probably did not need, right?
Yeah.
Well, why waste that?
And that's what I'm saying. If it's going to be a beer, it's going to be one of my top 5 beers. Right?
There you go.
So I have the Pliny sitting there. I've got some Mother Earth, some Say When sitting in my fridge.
Yeah, Brandon asked me, he goes, hey, have you tried this new beer from Mother Earth? I'm like, nope,
Yeah.
I have not.
So right now I'm in Mother Earth, Melvin's. I got some in my fridge right now.
Yeah.
And I'm just
That
like,
heady topper, that
I got,
that was good.
Yeah. Yeah.
That didn't
So
last
thank you
very
for
long.
that. No, that didn't. So yeah, that's with me. If I'm going to have one, it's going to be.
It's got to be good, right?
And this goes back. I've seen this a lot, and someone just called it out about coffee.
Yeah.
So there's coffee and beer, and people say, "Oh, you're a coffee snob. You're a beer snob." And
Okay, that's fine. I am.
But see, I look at it like I don't mind saying that, but I'm like, I don't consider it being a snob because that's just what I like. So
Yeah.
it can't be,
I enjoy
Like-
when you get a little older. It's okay to enjoy things that are a little bit finer.
Well, and like I'm a water snob, I'm told. I get it from a natural spring. I don't drink tap water. There's certain bottled Aqua Vista I don't drink. I think it tastes like ass, but I'll drink an Arrowhead. And so, yeah, there's things I like, but I look at it and say, well, that's no different than someone eating food.
True, it is.
It's like you want to eat this way, so you're a food snob. So
Yeah.
I think it's just your preferences. And
It
so
is.
that's the
Your
same
taste
with
buds
beer.
evolve.
Yeah, I mean, with
They
beer,
mature.
I'll have a PBR when I'm mowing the lawn or maybe after a run.
I won't even do that anymore.
But I'm more about having just a good tasting beer where I can. I don't drink to college days where it's like, hey, let's drink this cheap beer fast we can so we can run around with our underwear on our head. Right?
Yeah.
This is good. I'm older, more like Joel says, refined. I like the taste.
Yeah.
I want to fill it out. So that's what I'll do with a beer if I'm going to have one right now. And again, this is not something I'm completely looking at as my operations felt. The way I'm eating is saying I can't do that because it's something I enjoy.
Right.
And I know it's not something I've ever done too much of.
Right.
I mean, every once in a while you have beers with people and you have like 4 or 5.
See, I was having the beer every night.
Yeah. See, I don't do that. I never really have.
So that's one of the reasons I cut mine out.
Yeah, and that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, for me, I just won't. I really don't drink any beer at all anymore unless it's a really good beer. Like I don't.
The problem
go to
is I always had a good beer.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is I have some in my fridge now, and
Yeah.
you can't let them go bad either.
Well, that's the problem. See,
So-
if people are giving you beers, you don't want it to go bad.
Yeah.
You feel bad for it.
Yeah, you
It's
can't
that
let it go
little
to
beer.
waste. That's just bad mojo.
Yeah. Anyways.
But yeah, that's it. So me, it's not necessarily something I'm not doing. It's if I felt like having one today, I'd go have one today.
Yeah.
But right now, I'm just liking where I'm at.
Right.
I'm liking, going to that extra belt notch.
Yeah.
Feels pretty good.
It does.
Waking up in the morning, feeling a little bit better.
That's been huge.
You know what I mean? So those strides are ones I'm like, okay, this is good because this is into my master plan.
It
right?
is.
And when I need to drop the extra weight, I'm going to get a haircut and shave. So there's got to be hair and beard. There's got to be at least a pound or two there. Right. So that's my
in your beard right now it is.
That's like my finish line. Right. So I'm saving it.
Gotcha.
Probably for Red Mountain.
For Red
Mountain. I have a
Mountain.
goal I want to be at before Red Mountain.
Me
March
too.
3rd.
I gotta really tighten it up, man.
And I'm well on my way, but I'm hoping to surprise myself.
That'd be nice.
And so I can go into that.
I got on the scale this morning. I was ticked.
Were you?
Yeah.
I do it every Monday now, and I put it in my little log, my running log. But yeah, I'm going to surprise myself so I don't feel just good going into the race fitness-wise, but I feel good about where I'm at. Like I hit another goal, right? So I've got monthly goals. You talked about this a few weeks back.
Yeah.
So I went and made a little spreadsheet, because that's me, of my monthly goals. What they are, what I'm going to take to get there, and the result. And I am so on course right now for January. So February is going to be bigger, because we've talked about this. When you start a new way of eating, it's that first 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah.
You do lose a little bit, but it's like after week 4 is when you. Well, it's like week 3. I remember noticing it,
right?
And then after a little bit, you really notice it, and then you'll plateau.
Yeah.
And before that next phase,
right?
So I think by incorporating all these things, it's game on.
Right.
Operation Svelte is well underway.
It is. And the weather would cooperate. We'll just keep rocking it.
Yeah, that's my game plan.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, thanks for the questions. Holy cow. Drew, Colin, and Amy.
Yeah.
Keep them coming, though. We love to hear them. We love to answer them. And it doesn't matter what they're about. I mean, it could be a movie review. I mean, I don't care. Whatever you want to ask TrailManners. And, again, it helps other people. But, yeah, make sure you respond on this about a runner's experience. That helps everybody involved, not just ourselves and Amy, but if you're a race director, it gives you ideas, because there's so many things out there now that are different than they used to be. But just comment on our Facebook on Singletrack Session 73. So I think that's it for this week.
Yeah.
So, let's stay tuned. We'll hope to be with you on Tuesday and Thursday of next week as we kind of just progress and get back on track to where we're at. We've got a lot of things on the table, and we're starting to clear some of those off now. So thanks for listening. Share us with your friends. I know that we've got more
in the last few
reviews
days
on iTunes.
Oh, we have?
But no no words. It's just checking
like 5
stars.
stars.
But the thing is, right, I noticed this the past week. We have 69 5 stars, and now we have 2 4 stars. So someone else came on and gave us a 4 star.
No.
And I don't mind that, but tell me why.
Yeah, tell us why.
Yeah.
What can we do better?
Yeah, what can we do to get that 5 star? But go on to iTunes, rate us there, leave a review, like type words that make sentences, because those are fun to read.
Sentences.
Yeah, those are fun to read. And then even on Facebook, those that have done those. We just got one from Missy, which we really appreciate. We'd love to meet Missy someday. She's in California.
Oh, okay.
Super rad. Her husband just crushed 100.
Well, that's right. Congratulations. She did good, too.
Yeah, she did the 20-mile.
He won the 100-miler at Coldwater, right?
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, just crushed it.
Congratulations.
So, power couple.
Yeah, they are.
So anyway, thanks for listening to the show. Thanks for bearing with us as we go through a few weeks of missed Tuesdays, but we'll be back to our regular schedule. Again, this is Eric and Joel, Singletrack 73, and we are out.